Shall we please be upstanding in the presence of the Lord as you commit this session into his hand. Heavenly Father, most gracious, most merciful, we thank you for your presence once again in our midst this morning. We thank you for having brought us far and near, from the east, from the north, and from the south of this sub-region. It is all you're doing, and we are most grateful. 35 years in the life of an individual, of an institution, is not an easy milestone, but a great achievement. And for that reason, we can only say thank you. Even as we commit our work today, this morning session, and throughout all what we are going to do into your hand. We call for your divine presence, for your guidance, for all the delegates. You have brought them safe, that you take them back safe at the end of this journey into their home. With all this and all that you are going to do in our life, as a scheme, we give you thanks and we give you glory. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, sir. Before I invite the Gambia Thank you. National Secretary, Gambia, Seou Samba, I believe you have something to do.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just lean on the protocols earlier on observed by Kaiwa, the able MC, and say that we're having this event at the backdrop of two sad occasions, two sad events. We lost important personalities of the scheme in the persons of Mr. Soriba Sise, who was former chairperson of the Council of Bureaux and was also president of the Ford Guarantee in Guinea-Conakry, and another member of the executive committee by the name of Claude Bakoyemi. Claude passed away just before the council meeting, that is in October, while Mr. Cisse passed away just after the second zonal meeting. So I think before we continue on this program, it would be in order for us to at least observe 1 minute of silence in their memories, and so that our prayers are always with them. Please let's observe 1 minute of silence in memory of these gentle souls and pray that God give them eternal rest. Thank you very much.
May their souls rest in perfect peace. Amen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to start this event this morning, it is my honor to quickly introduce members of the high table here present, as well as some other dignitaries in our midst. I'd like to begin by introducing the Minister of Finance, the Republic of the Gambia, Honorable Mambu Njai. Thank you very much, sir. We are also privileged to have in our midst the Minister of Trade, Employment, and Regional Integration, Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Amadou Sane. Representing the Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, we have the first Deputy Governor, Dr. Seka Javi, also present. We have the resident representative and head of ECOWAS mission in the Gambia, Her Excellency, Madam Ambassador Vaba Gay Flow, also here in our presence. I'd like to also recognize the presence of members of the diplomatic and consular corps here present. Let me also quickly recognize the presence of Chancellors General of ECOWAS nations here present. I also like to introduce the Chairman, Council of Bureau, Mr. Suleiman Cisse. We have the Chairman, Gambia National Bureau, Mr. Dauda Saj. And I'd like to also introduce the Permanent Secretary General, Mr. Winfred Doji. Thank you very much. We'll also take this opportunity to quickly acknowledge the presence of commissioners of insurance here present. Please, a round of applause for them. We have Mr. Diko Balamil, Executive Committee Member. Mr. Gabriel Glover, Executive Committee Member. Mr. Justice Ofori, Executive Committee Member. Mr. Karim Jarasuba, Executive Committee Member. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the President, Gambian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Mohamed Dagana. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in our midst we also have Mr. William Coker, Secretary General, CEO, WICA, and a paper discussant also present here. We have Mr. Larry Kwesi Jage, paper presenter, always present. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me also quickly acknowledge the presence of captains of industry, CEOs of insurance companies and brokerage firms in the Gambia here present. Please stand up to be recognized. Managing directors and CEOs of insurance companies in the Gambia. Thank you very much. I can see Madam Fatou Jallo, Enterprise Life. There's Mr. Abubakar Jaju, GIC. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now invite the President of the Gambia National Bureau for his welcome address. Please put your hands together for Mr. Saj.
The Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Mr. Mamburu Njai, representing the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, Honorable Minister of Trade, Trade, Industry, Employment and Regional Integration, Mr. Amadou Sane, the resident representative of the President ECOWAS Commission in the Gambia, Her Excellency Ambassador Baba Azuku Geflo, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps present, Dr. Sekou Jabi, First Deputy Governor, Central Bank of the Gambia, representing the Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, Honorable Commissioners for Insurance present, Chairman, Council of Bureau of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme, my brother Mr. Suleiman Cisse, Executive Committee members of Council of Bureau, past chairpersons of Council of Bureau present, chairpersons of National Bureau, the Permanent Secretary General of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme, my own brother, Mr. Winfred Doji, Executive Secretaries of National Bureau, the Secretary General and CEO of the West African Insurance Companies Association, WICA, my senior brother, Mr. William Coker, the President of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, my President at the Board of the GCCI, brother Mr. Jagana, welcome. Chairpersons, Managing Directors, CEOs of other public and private sector institutions present, the Venerable Imam Isangom, distinguished delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my friends from the media, All other implied protocols respectfully and duly observed. Good morning, bonjour, assalamu alaikum, greetings to you all. It is indeed an honor to be here with you this morning to mark the official opening of the 35th Annual General Assembly of the Council of Bureaux of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme. On behalf of the Gambia National Bureau, the Gambian insurance industry, the people of the Gambia, and indeed my own, I welcome you all to this ceremony. We are particularly delighted to receive our distinguished delegates and guests from the sub-region and beyond. Your presence clearly demonstrates your strong commitment to the vision and ideals of the scheme and what it represents. We therefore thank you for coming, and please feel free, be at home, and enjoy the Gambian friendliness and hospitality. We thank God for the opportunity to meet again, share experiences, and reflect on matters of common interest for the development of our industry and people. However, this year's event is a poignant and somber one, in that we lost two of our colleagues during the last 6 months. The names of Soriba Sise of Guinea-Conakry and Claude Bakoyima of Togo will resonate long in our memories, as they were worthy sons of their respective countries and excellent ambassadors of the Brown Card Insurance Scheme. We pray that God will bless their souls and grant them eternal rest. Amen. Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the General Assembly of the Council of Bureaux provides a unique opportunity for all national bureaux to interact, discuss, and generate innovative ideas and instruments that will facilitate the development of the scheme as enshrined in Article 6 of the 1982 Brown Card Protocol. We therefore wish to thank the Council of Bureau and the General Assembly for the confidence reposed in the Gambia to host the 35th General Assembly. As you may be aware, this year's theme, 35 years of regional integration through insurance, achievements, challenges, and prospects, is indeed appropriate, as it accords delegates and participants the space to critically review the general effects of the scheme and its relative impact of using insurance as a vehicle for regional integration. Therefore, it is our hope that this meeting will provide delegates another platform to dialogue and come up with pragmatic approaches and mechanisms that will constrict the challenges of the scheme and support its prospects at the same time. At this point, we wish to extend our gratitude to all distinguished guests and our experts who have agreed to serve as paper presenters, chairpersons of plenary sessions, or in other capacities. We believe that their collective insight will be particularly useful at an event like this. However, looking ahead, our leaders, both public and private sector, have to work collectively to cement confidence in the scheme's administrative structures and decision-making processes so that we can all enjoy a successful harvest of the prospects of the scheme. In other words, the Brown Card Insurance Scheme must operate in an atmosphere characterized by openness, fair play, and integrity in order to achieve the cardinal objectives contained in the preamble of the 1982 Brown Card Protocol. In truth and meaning, the Brown Card Insurance Scheme is regarded as one of the most successful ECOWAS integration instruments since the birth of ECOWAS itself, despite the challenges that the Brown Card Scheme itself faces. Mr. Chairman, at this juncture, we want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, and his government for maintaining a conducive, safe, and secure environment to enable us host a very important meeting. We extend our appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, likewise his colleague, Honorable Sane, for their time and presence. We thank the Central Bank of the Gambia, in particular the Insurance Supervision Department, and all other organizations and individuals who have made valuable contributions in our quest to host a successful meeting. Lastly, but certainly not the least, we extend special thanks to the members of the Gambia National Bureau and local organizing committee for their selflessness and tireless efforts during our preparations for this meeting. Once again, we wish our distinguished delegates and guests an enjoyable and memorable stay in the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. On this note, Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I say thank you for your patience and God bless you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, sir. We would like to acknowledge the presence of two past chairmen of council who are present in our midst. I'd like to start with Mr. Keita of Mali. Thank you very much, sir. We also have Mr. Chani Godfred Asiam. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And now we would like to welcome all the delegates. And I will kindly ask you to just wave your hands or just rise to your feet when I call your country, please. Are the flags ready? Benin, delegates from Benin. Please be upstanding. Thank you. Burkina Faso. Thank you. Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you very much. Republic of the Gambia. Thank you. Ghana. Thank you. Guinea. Thank you. Guinea-Bissau. Thank you. Liberia. Thank you. Thank you. Mali. Thank you. Niger. Thank you. Thank you. Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you. Senegal. Thank you. Thank you. Sierra Leone. On the way. And last but by no means the least, Togo. Let's put our hands together for everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to call on the chairman, Council of Bureau, Mr. Suleiman Sise, for his welcome address. Mr. Sise, thank you, sir. Let's put our hands together for him as he steps forward.
Excellences, Monsieur le ministre de l'Économie et des Finances, représentant le chef de l'État, son Excellence Monsieur Adama Barrow, Excellences, Monsieur le ministre du Commerce, Monsieur le gouverneur de la Banque centrale, Excellences, Madame la représentante permanente de la Commission de la CEDEAO, Messieurs les présidents des bureaux nationaux, Messieurs les directeurs nationaux des assurances, Messieurs les anciens présidents du Conseil des bureaux, Mesdames, Messieurs les représentants des différents bureaux nationaux, Messieurs les représentants des compagnies d'assurance et de réassurance, Mesdames, Messieurs les honorables invités des organisations d'assurance sœurs WAICA et AFANAF, Mesdames, Messieurs, chers amis de la presse, tous en vos rangs, grades et qualités. Excellences, Messieurs les ministres, tout l'honneur est pour moi en cet instant de vous souhaiter à mon tour, mesdames et messieurs, la bienvenue à ce grand rendez-vous des acteurs de notre système d'assurance de la carte brune CEDEAO. En ce jour, notre système, pour ainsi dire, célèbre ses 35 années d'existence après sa création en mai 1982 par le protocole AP1582. Comme on peut le dire, le parcours n'a pas été facile. Pendant 35 ans, notre système a traversé des hauts et des bas pour se situer à son niveau actuel. Il s'agit donc pour nous de faire le bilan de ces 35 années de marche. Mesdames et messieurs, Excellences, il faut tout de suite le dire, le chemin parcouru est long. Cependant, les réalisations ne sont pas à la hauteur de ce parcours. Le système fait face à ce jour à des difficultés relatives à l'accumulation démesurée de sinistres en suspens, la non-séparation effective des associations professionnelles d'assurance et des bureaux nationaux, la non-systématisation de la vente de la carte brune CEDEAO dans certains pays membres, le non-respect du protocole, notamment les différents fonds identifiés, les difficultés liées à l'octroi d'un siège représentatif au Conseil des bureaux, etc. En plaçant la présente session sous le thème « 35 ans d'intégration régionale par l'assurance, réalisation, défis et avantages », il s'agit, à travers ce thème, de nous amener à mûrir nos réflexions pour trouver des solutions pérennes applicables à tous. Mesdames et messieurs, il y a de cela un an, en octobre à Abidjan, octobre 2017, vous m'avez porté à la tête de l'institution en qualité de président du Conseil des bureaux. En acceptant cette noble responsabilité par le serment que nous avons prêté, nous avons ensemble, avec le comité exécutif, et surtout avec vous, œuvrer à trouver des solutions à ces maux. C'est ainsi que nous avons été amenés à intervenir dans certains marchés, dans la résolution des différends, ou dans des programmes de sensibilisation au respect des textes fondamentaux de notre institution. Mesdames et messieurs, dans le déroulement de notre plan d'action, vous nous avez apporté votre appui inconditionnel. Nous avons été marqués par vos efforts considérables, vos suggestions et remarques. Votre ouverture et votre disponibilité à contribuer à l'émergence du système. Au-delà de tout, vous avez considéré l'intérêt supérieur du système. C'est le lieu de vous réitérer ma gratitude. Trouvez ici l'expression de mes remerciements les plus sincères. Mesdames et messieurs, les défis n'ont naturellement pas manqué. Certains ont été relevés et d'autres non. Cependant, l'institution doit continuer sa marche vers l'atteinte de ses objectifs. Dans les heures qui vont suivre, je vais céder le témoin à la personne qui va me succéder et sur qui nous porterons notre choix et notre confiance pour diriger cette institution. Ce choix délibéré étant le fruit d'une confiance faite en sa personne, je voudrais vous demander dès à présent, comme vous l'avez fait envers moi, de bien vouloir l'accompagner dans le déploiement de son programme d'action dans l'intérêt supérieur de notre système. Mesdames et messieurs, je ne voudrais pas être trop long. Je voudrais finir en remerciant les autorités de la République de Gambie, spécialement son Excellence, Monsieur le ministre de l'Économie et des Finances, et son collègue, Monsieur le ministre du Commerce, d'être présents parmi nous ce matin, ce qui témoigne de l'attachement qu'ils ont pour notre système. Pays qui est accueillant et chaleureux. Les remerciements vont également aux autorités politiques de la République de Côte d'Ivoire, à travers le ministre de l'Économie et des Finances qui a soutenu ma candidature au nom du pays. Enfin, mes remerciements vont à tout un chacun d'entre vous pour votre présence massive et pour avoir fait le déplacement pour venir assister à ces assises qui seront à tout égard un point important que nous allons développer au cours de nos prochaines sessions. Sur ce, je voudrais dire tout simplement, vive le système d'assurance carte brune CEDEAO, vive l'intégration régionale à travers la carte brune, vive la CEDEAO, je vous remercie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sisay. And now we will take a goodwill message from the Secretary General and CEO, West African Insurance Companies Association, Mr. William Coker. Please, a round of applause. See, steps forward. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for this opportunity. And with your permission, I would like to stand on the protocols that have already been established and move on. Mr. Chairman, I have said that I want to stand on the protocols already established. But by my first breath, I would want to break my own rules and recognize just two persons that mean a lot and make a lot of difference in my life. First of all, I want to recognize Mr. Justice Ofori, the Commissioner of Insurance in Ghana. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. The man is my host, and more importantly, he's my landlord. My office is situated in his complex, so if I misbehave here, by the time I get back to Accra, maybe my desks and everything would be sitting in the foyer waiting for me to collect. So I don't want that to happen. The second person I want to recognize is my former boss and former chairman, president of WICA, in the person of Mr. Dauda Saj, who is sitting here at the front here. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here representing the West African Insurance Companies Association, WICA. That is the umbrella body for insurance institutions in Anglophone West Africa, to bring a goodwill message on behalf of the whole WICA family. WICA has always prided itself in its relationship with the ECOWAS Brown Card Motor Insurance Scheme. Indeed, it is recorded in history that the whole idea of the establishment of the scheme was birthed by the founding fathers of WICA, who in the early 1970s deemed it prudent to have a scheme that will serve the purpose of facilitating ease of cross-border vehicular movement within West Africa. This move was also positioned to enhance and fast-track the integration agenda in the region. The Economic Community of West African States, realizing that the scheme would add value to their own broader agenda of achieving sub-regional integration along socio-economic lines for our people, worked with WICA, and the project was handed over to them. WICA also believing at the time that the scheme would achieve much more and would reach further in the hands of ECOWAS. Today the scheme is here in the Gambia. to reflect on its 35 years history and to use the forum to strategically map a way forward that will emphasize the institution's continued and important relevance in the life of the citizenry of ECOWAS. Ladies and gentlemen, the March 2011 edition of the WICA Journal published an article I personally wrote, which was entitled "The ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme, a Collaborative Effort. How effective is it after 25 years?" That was way back then, 2011. In this article, I tried to share my humble opinion on certain aspects of the operations of the scheme. I did make one or two recommendations. I would commend that article to the Brown Card Secretariat for their review. This scheme, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, is an arm of the ECOWAS Commission, having been given ECOWAS endorsement and made an agency of the ECOWAS under Protocol A/P1/5/82, signed by no less a body than the Committee of Heads of States and Governments in Cotonou, Benin, on the 29th of May, 1982. The fact is that this scheme has seemingly been put on the back burner and not been given its due attention for far too long. And it is my strong opinion that it should be brought to the fore, brought into focus, and given its due recognition by the Commission. That is my humble opinion. By this, what do I mean? I mean that the Brown Card Secretariat should at least be allowed to appear in person before the ECOWAS Council of Ministers to present a report on its activities and challenges, as do other arms of the Commission, such as WAHU, such as WAMA, such as JABA, such as Gender and Development Center, and all other arms of the ECOWAS Commission. They appear before the Committee of Council of Ministers to present their report. So I don't see why the ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme should not be doing the same. That is assuming they're still not doing it, because I knew they weren't doing it way back then. For me, by so doing, the needed political will that is required to optimize the benefits of this scheme will be brought to bear on the operations of the scheme and the objectives of the program, and in my opinion, will be achieved in some way. WICA and ECOWAS, and by extension the Brown Card Scheme, have a common agenda. That is to integrate and develop our peoples and markets in the sub-region. In pursuance of this agenda, our two institutions are also working together through the West African Monetary Institute to integrate various other aspects of the insurance industry in West Africa, in very much the same way that the banking industry has done. There is no doubt that should we be able to achieve this, and I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be, this will further enhance the operations of the Brown Card Scheme. Ladies and gentlemen, WICA continues to pledge support for the ECOWAS Brown Card Motor Insurance Scheme, as we believe it is serving a laudable purpose. We will work with you, as we are very much aware that we are yet to achieve an optimum state of affairs insofar as the practical, real, and on-the-ground application of the scheme is concerned. Mr. President of the scheme, we note that as part of your program is that a new executive will be elected and sworn into office to steer the affairs of the ECOWAS Brown Card scheme for the next year. Please allow me, sir, to wish the new executive every success in their tenure of office and to assure them of our prayers for God's continued guidance as they strive to work to take the scheme to the next stage of its development for the overall benefit of our peoples in West Africa. As I conclude, kindly allow me to do a bit of my work, and that is to inform you and invite you all to the upcoming WICA Accra 2018 conference holding in Ghana from the 18th to the 20th of November 2018, under the theme, Good Corporate Governance in the Management of Financial Institutions in West Africa. We do look forward to seeing you there as we talk about issues that are seemingly turning the financial industry in West Africa on its head. Before I take my seat, also allow me to thank the ECOWAS Brown Card Secretariat for inviting me and my institution to participate in this event and affording me the privilege of bringing a goodwill message. Long live ECOWAS. Long live ECOWAS Brown Card Motor Insurance Scheme. Long live WICA. I thank you for your audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Coker. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will take the address of Her Excellency, Madam Ambassador Gayflow, the head of ECOWAS mission in the Gambia. Please, a round of applause.
Good morning to all. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Planning of the Republic of the Gambia, the Honorable Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment, Republic of the Gambia, Chancellor Generals of various ECOWAS countries, the Chairman, Council of Bureaux, the Vice Chairman of the Council of Bureaux, the Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, the National Insurance Commissioners present, Chairpersons of National Bureau, the Permanent Secretary Generals, the Executive Secretaries of the National Bureau, honorable participants, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I wish to register my profound gratitude to the Permanent Group Secretariat for extending their invitation for me to give a message on the occasion of the opening ceremony of the 35th Annual General Assembly of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme on behalf of ECOWAS. Allow me to bring you greetings from the President of the ECOWAS Commission, His Excellency Jean-Claude Bureaux, whom I represent in the Gambia. I must say that the Gambia is a country that is very receptive to ECOWAS matters, and thus your choice of venue is by no means a mistake. We would like to say how proud and pleased we are since we came here of the support that is given to ECOWAS by the Gambia. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the ECOWAS Brown Card, as you may know, was set up by the authority of ECOWAS heads of state in Cotonou in 1982. When they signed the protocol AB 15.82, establishing a motor insurance scheme that enables motor travelers to cross the national borders of ECOWAS with the guarantee that third-party victims of accidents caused by visiting motorists will be compensated. This will no doubt facilitate free movement of goods and persons and hence foster economic integration. Allow me to express the delight of the ECOWAS Commission on this far-sightedness of the ECOWAS authority, as this indeed is in line with the current ECOWAS vision of moving from ECOWAS of states to an ECOWAS of people. Let me also state that over the years, we have observed that significant achievements have been made by member countries of the Brown Card Scheme, ranging from the creation of the National Bureau, either by an Act of Parliament or some other legal instruments, and also the support of the national governments in ratifying a protocol establishing the scheme into their local laws. All of these initiatives we view as commendable, as they are truly meeting the desired purposes. However, a lot more still needs to be done, as there are still victims of road accidents in the sub-region who have not been compensated, and as such, the major purpose of the scheme is yet to be achieved. It is my prayer here today that this gathering here will further deliberate on some of these critical issues that will eventually bring relief to the citizens of the community. Mr. Chairman, this brings us to the theme of the conference, 35 years of regional integration through insurance, achievements, challenges, and constraints, which I consider very apt and timely. It gives us the opportunity to critically assess the developments in the scheme over the period and find practical solutions to these challenges. I don't want to preempt your discussions on the theme, but I must say that we will need to ask ourselves at least some interesting questions about the scheme. A number of which could be, after 35 years of existence, can we say that the ECOWAS Brown Card is able to achieve the objective of free movement of goods and persons within the sub-region? What are the possible challenges hindering the above from the perspective of the scheme? And has there been effective and efficient mechanisms put in place to settle claims without delay? Mr. Chairman, ECOWAS is following with keen interest the developments in the scheme because it considers it an instrument of free movement. This is evident by the fact that the authority of head of state have, in June 2017 in Monrovia, adopted a supplementary Act, ASA 3.2616, on the systematization of the ECOWAS Brown Card certificate to support the scheme. This act requires all countries to gazette and start implementing the automatic issuance of the Brown Card certificate to all motorists taking a local third-party motor insurance policy. I am pleased to know that most countries have implemented the provisions of the Act. I wish to call on the remaining countries to start implementing the provisions of the Supplementary Act to enable the scheme to operate effectively, as this will only be successful by the compliance of all of our various countries. At our own frontier in the Gambia, I was a little bit surprised to learn that the Gambia is yet to comply with the provision of the Act, but I was told a lot of progress is being made and it will soon start implementing the requirements. I believe the necessary will be done by the Gambia as they take all of these matters quite seriously. Mr. Chairman, one area I would like to urge the Council of Bureaux to work on, in addition to prompt settlements of claims, is public sensitization about the scheme. Although the Brown Card is an ECOWAS product, but it is an insurance scheme, and a general perception of our populace on insurance leaves much to be desired. I'm sorry to say that the insurance profession in many quarters has been plagued with poor image especially when it comes to the national side. And as such, vigorous public awareness will be needed to enable the ECOWAS citizens better appreciate and understand the benefits inherent in the scheme. I was quite impressed recently when I got some information on the efficiency of the brown card scheme through an incident with a Senegalese motorist and a Gambian motorist in the Gambia. The smooth manner in which the matter was resolved despite being across 2 international borders was very informative and educational for me. The public needs to hear about your efforts and success in these undertakings, and I'm sure they will appreciate as I was when I learned of the importance and effectiveness of the brown card schemes. As it is, you all are doing a great job and need to be appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to conclude my statement by reiterating ECOWAS's commitment in supporting all of our institutions, of which the brown card will not be an exception. And I'm sure the recommendation from Mr. Coker about the brown card scheme, also reporting will be quite in place, because I too didn't know much about the brown card. I only saw it on my car until I had a meeting with them, because it's not much talk about. But I think you are doing a great job. The brown card scheme is a baby of ECOWAS, and as Africans, we don't give birth to babies and leave them alone. We will monitor your progress, and please don't hesitate to call upon us if you need any support. We already started discussing at the national level, and we intend to continue. And I wish to once again thank the Council of Bureaux for the invitation, and to also inform you that I will follow your deliberations with keen interest, and I hope that you will come up with strong resolutions which could move the scheme to the next level. Happy deliberations and happy stay in the Gambia. Lest I be held in contempt, I also wish to recognize the presence of the diplomatic corps. I see here sitting some members of the ECOWAS ambassadors group in the Gambia, and I did not recognize them in when I was initially addressing everybody. We are glad to see you here today. And to my brothers, my compatriots from Liberia, I say welcome. Thanks for coming and making a representation on behalf of Liberia. So long live ECOWAS brown card scheme, and long live all of us here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Madam Ambassador. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will now take the opening address by Honorable Mambu Njai, the Minister of Finance, Republic of the Gambia, who's also the Chairman of Council, West African Insurance Institute. Please welcome Mr. Njai. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. The Honorable Minister of Trade, Employment, Regional Integration, the Chairman, Council of Bureaux, the Vice Chairman of the Council of Bureaux, the First Deputy Governor, Central Bank of the Gambia, the ECOWAS Permanent Representative in the Gambia, members of the Diplomatic Corps, President GCCI, Chairman of the National Bureaus, the Permanent Secretary Generals, the Executive Secretaries of the National Bureaus, the CEO WICA, honorable participants, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor and singular privilege to deliver this keynote address on behalf of President Adama Barrow, who is unable to make it due to other state engagements. The statement reads, I wish to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to the Chairman, Council of Bureau and his team for inviting me to be the special guest of honor at the opening ceremony of the 35th Annual General Assembly of the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme and to deliver the keynote statement. I am also very happy for the fact that we will be witnessing the investiture of Mr. Dawda Saj, a compatriot, as the next chairman of the Council of Bureaux. Personally, I would like to assure this august body that this gentleman we are about to give the mantle of leadership I have known for 30 years plus. If there is anybody who takes his work serious, it is Mr. Dawda Saj. I wish to assure you and the Council of my full support. Mr. Chairman, 35 years ago in the life of an institution is not a mean achievement. Permit me to first of all congratulate the founding fathers and you, the active participants, for keeping the dreams of ECOWAS alive with regards to free movement of people, goods, and services across the sub-region. As a signatory to the protocol and other supplementary protocols relating to ECOWAS Brown Card third-party motor insurance, my colleagues, the heads of states and government, and I share in the challenges confronting the ECOWAS Brown Card scheme and are prepared to put the necessary policy framework in place to advance the scheme. One of such policy framework in the Supplementary Act on the Systemization of the ECOWAS Brown Card, which was adopted by the 51st Ordinary Session of the Authority of Heads of States and Government of ECOWAS, held in June 2017 in Monrovia, Liberia. I dare to believe that this protocol has helped to improve the operations of the scheme. The automatic issuance of the ECOWAS Brown Card is thus one of the appropriate policy directives that can solve the challenges faced by the scheme. It is an indisputable fact that insurance plays a very important and critical role in the socio-economic development of nations. It is equally true that insurance awareness and penetration in developed countries is very high, and therefore the purchase of insurance has become an acceptable norm in those countries for all citizens. Unfortunately, the reverse is the case in our part of the world, and therefore we are also following with keen interest the particular attention the activities of the Permanent General Secretariat to educate the citizenry of the community on the importance of ECOWAS Brown Card and ultimately improving appreciation of insurance among the citizens. Distinguished Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, my government is very much committed at creating the enabling environment for the National Bureau to function properly and resolve all challenges, including claim payments to victims of motor accidents of the sub-region. This is because we know too well the important role insurance plays within the financial services sector and in boosting economic activities of our nations. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it is said that insurance is the only sector that exists so that all other human endeavors can prosper and continue to exist. This statement speaks volumes for the ECOWAS Brown Card insurance schemes and support the theme you have chosen for this year's Annual General Assembly, 35 years of regional integration through insurance, achievement, challenges, and prospects. As I endorse this message carried in your theme, I strongly recommend that member states should put in place measures to overcome the challenges and promote the ECOWAS Brown Card scheme. One issue that comes to mind is the public's perception about insurance. We get to hear dissatisfied voices recounting one form of challenge or the other experience by insuring public in their dealings with the insurance companies. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, most of these concerns are invariably with the way the handling bureaus and insurance companies discharge their claims obligations to our citizens and third-party claimants. The essence of insurance, we all know, is to pay genuine claim promptly and adequately. It is only when victims and claimants receive their claims promptly that we can build that trust in the scheme as a social intervention program, and all must put their hopes and confidence in. As active players of the scheme, you need to work on your image and reputation, since a good reputation and image would engender trust and confidence, which would eventually lead to acceptance and patronage. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I am reliably informed about the many initiatives being introduced by the Council in ensuring that the scheme functions well in all member states. I am particularly happy with the new claim management guidelines, the arbitration guide, and the bilateral agreements that will be adopted at the General Assembly. It is my expectation that an effective monitoring mechanism is in place to ensure that guidelines are properly adhered to, so that at the end of the day, claimants would enjoy the financial protection promised them and the vision of ECOWAS is achieved. Mr. Chairman, I am also told that motor insurance is predominant among the insurance policies, and the road transport constitutes 90% of the means of movement within the sub-region. It is for this reason that I call on all incoming chairman and his team to work hard to achieve this objective of the ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme. Long live ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme. Long live the Gambia. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. At this juncture, we have come to the end of this opening ceremony. I'm sure we'll take the closing prayers, and the Permanent Secretary General may have some information to pass across after the prayers. Yes. Please, we'd like to invite Sheikh Esangam to give us closing prayers. Thank you very much, sir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إن أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدريك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر بحرمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والقاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلم تسليما صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Thank you very much. Mr. Georgie would give us the closing prayer. Thank you, sir.
As we started with the prayer, we thank the good Lord for having brought us to this end session of this morning session. We thank Him and once again commit the rest of the session into His hand. Thank you, Lord. Amen. At this time, I will also take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister of Finance and all the high people at the high table for your time and for those insightful speech. Madam Ambassador, the representative, I will say that is a message from a mother, and we thank you for your presence. And to all the delegates, we wish you a wonderful stay and session as you continue. I think we cannot leave here without taking a memory from here. So to emboss this and keep it for years to come, we would like to take the group picture with members of the high table and all the delegates. Mr. Secretary General of WICA, once again, thank you for your camaraderie and thank you for your presence. Thank you, delegates. Now we will give the high table to, if the MC will lead us to where we will take the group picture. I think outside we better, or outside we better? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Fear over electoral rigging rocks Zimbabwe as the country.
Yesterday, after listening to Prime Minister May's assessment of the state of the negotiations,